Yau ne mai girma gwamnan jihar Yobe ya samu damar halartar buɗe wata samina ta kwana uku. Saminar ta ƙunshi sabon kwamishinonin da aka naɗa a faɗin jihar Yobe. Saminar za ta nuna wa sabon kwamishinoni ne hanyoyin da za su bi domin su kawo wa Yobe ci gaba. Saminar ta kwana uku, inda mai girma gwamnan jihar Yobe yake ƙarin bayani dangane da musabbabin haɗa wannan ita saminar ta kwana uku. Don haka, ku gyara zama ku saurari jawabin mai girma gwamnan jihar Yobe, wato Maimala Buni.
Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Yobe State, Honorable E.G. Kwana, Wazirin Buni, the Honorable Speaker, Yobe State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Tunabuwa Masho, Honorable Dr. Ali Kumo, Member of the National Working Committee of the Great Party APC, the State Chairman APC of the State, Honorable Commissioners, the Acting Secretary to the State Government, Head of Service, Chief of Staff, other government functionaries here present, the retreat organizing committees, distinguished resource persons and consultants, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, extremely distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. This retreat marks my first formal meeting with the newly constituted members of the Yobe State Executive Council after your inauguration on Saturday, 19th August 2023. That this retreat is coming up a week after the inauguration signifies the zeal, determination, and focus of our administration to form a formidable team that is well equipped to face the task of development for our dear state. As I emphasized in my address earlier, the good people of our state invested their trust and confidence in us with the hope for good leadership and improved life in the next 4 years. I am happy to state that most of us here are veterans in the conduct of government businesses and are conversant with the burden of executing public trust for socio-economic development. It then becomes imperative for members of the State Executive Council to be on the same page with the same level of operational zeal and passion for us to achieve. This, therefore, clearly requires us to reflect on our previous achievements with a view to putting our meager resources in other areas for more impact on the well-being of our people. I believe both all are new members of the Executive Council as good Yobians with the interests of the state at heart are not oblivious of our achievements in the various aspects of human endeavor. However, in a nutshell, you could recall that we established 14 mega and model schools in all the senatorial districts, built new school structures in many primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions of learning, and ensured prompt payment of our counterpart obligation, school tuition, and examination fees for our candidates studying nationwide abroad. To make all parts of the state accessible, construction of intercommunity and township roads and drainages, some of which have been completed while others are ongoing to make the movement of goods and services easier. Modern equipment and facilities are provided at the Yobe State University Teaching Hospital, while some primary health centers are upgraded to general hospitals. We are also making headway in manpower development, youth and women empowerment, water supply, sports, community development, energy and transport, among others. In the current tenure, a well-thought-out 11-point agenda which is not necessarily aligned to ministries has been developed to guide us in the implementation of our policies and programs that could lead us to put the state in an enviable position of development in the country. The intention of the government is to foster interministerial coordination and collaboration in implementation of the 11-point agenda. We want to form a winning team of Yobians, irrespective of their ministerial appointments. On this, I would like to enumerate as follows. Security. Strengthen local security intelligence, vigilance, and vigilante collaboration while strengthening post-insurgency restoration of livelihood in the affected communities. Education. Continue the implementation of the educational revitalization strategic plan that includes ethical orientation of our youth, integration of Quranic and Arabic education in all schools across the state, establishment of a teacher training center in Damaturu to anchor a robust teacher training program and construction of the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics curriculum program, starting with Damaturu, Potiskum, and Guru towns. Sports development will be encouraged at our primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions to pave the way for those who want to take sporting activities as their career. Health. Strengthening health management institutions with adequately trained and qualified manpower, state-of-the-art equipment, and sustained drug supply, upgrading of primary healthcare facilities, and integrating mental health care into the healthcare delivery system across the state. Agriculture. Exploit the full potential of arable land in Yobe State through the instrumentality of mechanization, irrigation and water management, provision of improved seeds, seedlings, modern production techniques, strategic storage, innovative agriculture financing, support for agro-allied industry processing and exports. Modernization of livestock breeding and practices by introducing special breeds and supplements. Leverage aquaculture potential by modernizing fishing practices. Establish and implement robust all-round extension services. Commerce and industry. Completion of outstanding markets in Potiskum and Gaidam towns, as well as completion of Potiskum trailer park. Develop a private sector participation blueprint for commerce and industry. Establish a one-stop shop for investment promotion with well-developed policy and guidelines to promote ease of doing business in Yobe State. Employ greenfield investment policy and approach to fully exploit the rich industrial development potential of Yobe State. Establishment of an industrial park to attract investors both within and outside the country. Infrastructure. Explore and exploit all possible means to fully operationalize the Muhammad Buhari International Cargo Airport and consolidate on provision of basic infrastructure, especially intrastate and township roads, drainages, as well as electricity to the communities. Mass housing. Review and implement the state housing policy to seek the target critical housing needs, urban and regional land, water resources and environment. Complete Damaturu Regional Water Supply Phase 1, execute Phase 2 Damaturu Regional Water Supply Scheme, complete Fika Gadaka Water Supply Scheme, update, design and complete Potiskum Water Supply Scheme. Review and implement the Water Supply and Sanitation Policy 2004 to ensure sustainable coverage and access to water supply and sanitation across the state. Aggressively implement the Buni State Climate Change Action Plan for the control of flood and combat against desertification, desert encroachment, and other natural disasters. Resuscitate and expand NISAP and participate in the carbon credit trade. Ensure water is supplied to every household in the urban towns of Damaturu, Potiskum, Guru, Geshua, Gaidam, Buniadi by enhancing the reticulation network and increasing the water supply systems of the towns. Wealth creation, poverty reduction and empowerment. Develop vocational skills for entrepreneurship and employment. Provide support for small and medium-scale businesses through facilitation to access to affordable credit, business monitoring and market linkages for SMEs. Provide access to improved seeds, modern agrotechnology, efficient irrigation, and access to the markets. Foster e-commerce and digital entrepreneurship. Collaborate with the federal government and develop partners to facilitate social protection programs, including conditional cash transfers and food subsidies. Empower women, youth, and vulnerable persons towards achieving self-reliance, governance, and accountability. Strengthening the Treasury single account. Rationalize the civil service for efficiency and effectiveness. Build the capacity of the civil service through intensive staff training. Imbibe a reward and incentive system in the civil service. Increase the internal revenue generation of the states. Law and order. Review and implement legal, institutional, and regulatory reform across all sectors to better serve Yobeans. Strengthen rapport with the Yobe State House of Assembly and Judiciary. All the above could not be achieved without reorienting our people to be industrious and sensitizing them to key into our programs. The role of the media is therefore vital in disseminating information for us to achieve our objectives. Like I said, during the swearing-in ceremony of the commissioners, our guiding principle in the execution of all our policies and programs should remain on adherence to due process, completion of all ongoing projects, embarking on essential new ones, and focusing on empowerment to cope with post-insurgency livelihood restoration and the nationwide current challenges of oil subsidy withdrawal, inflationary pressure facing the entire Nigerian citizenry. For us to get better performance from the new Executive Council, members, this retreat has been organized to further acquaint them with modern ideas about holding public trust for improved results. I therefore expect this retreat to inculcate in the new Executive Council members financial discipline as required by the law of the country and the anticipation of our people to maximally deliver with full value of money expended on the conduct of any government business. As public office holders, we should maintain observance of prudence, transparency, probity, accountability. This is what gave the state recognition as Nigeria's best performing state in fiscal transparency and accountability by the State Fiscal Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability SIFTAS, a World Bank-assisted program, and an overall first position in investment project financing instrument among the 36 states of the Federation. I am convinced that with the quality of the carefully selected resource persons and presenters, we will at the end of this retreat be better equipped and prepared to face the collective task of developing the state with much vigor, commitment, and passion. I wish you fruitful sessions. May Allah guide us and crown our efforts with success. Amen. I thank you.
Can we once again appreciate His Excellency for the closing speech? Thank you very much, Your Excellency.